Hello my friends, welcome back. I'm John Silva. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Look, today we're gonna explore here the use of Affinity Designer 2.1, alright, which is still in beta for me. And today I want to make here a drawing with you. It's gonna be very nice if you want to practice more about illustrations, which is something that I'm very kind of love to work with. And well, feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you are new here. So just to give you this context, this is a pre-recorded video that I release every Friday for everyone that follow my channel, and most of the case these videos are always available to watch for my Vectorize club members. So if you want to see more about Vectorize, give a check on my website available here on the description below. And well, let's get started, right? Alright, first step, I will just switch to the raster persona. It's the way that I usually make my ideas. And I'm gonna use here the raster master pencil John, this one here, because I usually like to have a more, I'd say, a soft control of my drawing, of my ideas. So basically I'm going to just enable here the stabilizer, because stabilizer, when you are using the paintbrush, it helps you to control more the softness of your line, which makes much better. All right. So now I want to start here by creating a character, right? So first I will create the biggest shapes that I will show you soon. In that case, I usually like to start by let's say creating a circle, okay, like that, and then it's dependent about what you want to create, right? So I want to do here, I'm going to make this in a shape like that. And then I will create here the anatomy of the character. So create here the circle, and then I will just apply here. For example, I will add the eyes to be here, a kind of cute character, and another eyes to be here. And in between of these two eyes, we have here the nose, which is going to be placed. Can be placed right here, nice. And then I can apply here, for example, a smile. And as I progress here, as you see, I can add the pupil, or here, another pupil right here, okay. And then I'm thinking about to add an eyebrows here that makes this kind of very cute expression. As you see, it's very rough. You don't see a lot of details. This is in purpose. In that case, I want to incorporate more hard line here in top of it, making something like that. Good. And here I will start to incorporate the head shape. I want to make something like this, as you can see, adding the ears here, and then you can see that the character is even more with the life that we want, by incorporating very few lines. And of course, as you progress, you can polish it more, right? We don't want to have something very high detailed. I think that if you go to too much details, you're gonna lose your time, I'd say, because it's not the focus, right? And here, let's say that you want to add the hairline. So I have here already the head shape. However, I want to have the hair, so I can make the hair like this as well, which is really cool. And then I'm gonna start to erase this area, and then I will just move onto here, more or less onto here. You decide if you want to keep with the eyebrows on here, and then I'm creating a very nice shape over here. I'm using tablet at this moment because of course for drawing it is the best one. I mean the Wacom Intuos. I'm not using Cintiq or neither iPad Pro, and also honestly I've been not using a lot iPad Pro because I'm still waiting for Affinity to bring some new updates. And yeah, I'm looking forward for Affinity to bring some updates regarding the new version on iPad Pro, basically. So here I'm just making a very rough sketch, as you see, okay, if you decrease the size. I recommend you always to flip the drawing, because if you flip, you can start to recognize some kind of symmetries and things like that. I'll make this a bit like this, a very bold effect, you know. I'm still thinking if I will add a kind of, you know, glass. I'm still thinking, but I think it would be very nice to incorporate that kind of big glass here. As we progress, you can start to see more the lines, you know, which is, this can become a very nice avatar. So you can create your own avatar for your kids, for your friends. It's a very nice exercise, I'd say. All right, my friends, now what we need to do here, it is to duplicate this. I'm going to now erase this a little bit, just a little bit here. Or erasing using what? E, which is the erase. Now I can now change my brush to this one here, which is fine for me, or this one here. I like this a lot. And now I can start to polish more the drawing idea. I can now make this line very bold, and then bold and straight like this. Here, big mouth, small mouth actually. And here I will define the head shape, like that. Focusing only, guys, in the outlines. I'm focusing right now in the outlines in order to get this result. Here as well. Try to use a dynamic line like this. Avoid to do this, you know, drawing. So this is not good, and this is good. Always one single line, long and fast. Right? Grab this to you because it's important for your drawing experience. And then here I'm going to add some lines for the hair here. As you see, with faster you draw, I believe that it's more confident that your line expression becomes here. And then I will add a line for, I'll make these sunglasses something like this here, and this one here as well, kind of big sunglasses here. And I'd say that the most important, it is the eyes. If you fail in the eyes, all the whole design is gonna not look good. And that's why I usually try to emphasize a lot the eyes expression, you know, the way that the character is looking. Here I'm just adding some lines here, and here. I'm using very to draw, and if I don't like the line, the direction of line, and I erase basically. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. If you feel like, hey, I'm not very happy with this line, just erase. Ctrl Z, my friend, Ctrl Z, and then you have the result that you want. So don't be afraid to make new attempts and experimentation, because I'll be honest with you, most of the case I've learned much more when I experiment, and it's fundamental for you if you are practicing drawings and want to increase more your skills as artist or designer. It's important that you try at least to lose the fear of drawing. All right, so this is my advice for you if you want to get better. And here I will just add this line here in this area, and then I will fill these are with big eyes. I want to have big eyes for this character. It makes really nice here. I like that, as you see now. You can, let's say, you can add the kind of the body here, the torso. You don't need to draw everything, because my purpose here, it is to show you kind of how I come up with ideas and drawings, and how I will vectorize this the way that I usually do when I'm working with Affinity. And yeah, there you go. I think this is pretty much this from here. a polished version, and then we can start to add a little bit more, some kind of small, not shades I'd say, but the values. I think this stage we can create a new layer just to add a little bit of values here. Adding this area. I'm just selecting basically, and then I will fill this area just like that. Let me make this in this color here, which is going to be a bit better. And then I can erase, kind of add some kind of lines here, and then paint a little bit more in this area, kind of thinking of the highlights, where the highlights will be placed. Here we go. Painting this area. What I love to do basically in my design right now, it is to, for example, just show you, I will add a bit of shadow here. I'll just look at this, add a shadow here as well, and then you start to erase a little bit more. Here I'm adding a kind of, it's a kind of painting, all right, but just using no coloring, is just in kind of gray, kind of black and white, but here we are using a very comfortable color, which I like a lot. And here I will do a bounce light that is going to enhance even more the contrast of this character. Look at this. Here I add this, and here a bit of these effects, which makes really cool. There you go. As you progress, you start to have more confidence in your creations, right? So you don't need to be worried about, hey, I don't know how to draw, John, and what I should do. Well, you need to draw. Basically, if you don't know how to draw, the best way is drawing. And just to show you here, I can now start to erase these kind of inner details that it is here, as you can see. And then I'm thinking about to add a white shape, something like here, another here. Well, I'd say that the vector, it is a very fundamental step for making shapes. So if you struggle to create shapes, I feel like, guys, you are the best place to make shapes, because if you are on Procreate and then you want to make the lines and then add the fill, it can be hard to have a good shape, all right? Mainly when you are doing freehand drawings. That's why I use vector, all right? Because I like to have control in what I'm creating. All right, so as you see here, we got this result, very rough sketch yet, but defined with a defined idea. And I'll show you how I'll vectorize this. It's gonna be very simple, right? So feel free to slow down this video if you want, or pause and just follow my process here. Guys, I'm going to decrease this opacity and call this as sketch 1, sketch underline 1. And now I will just create a new layer. Can be, I'll create a line for now, because I will draw below of this layer basically. And it's up to you. Do you want to draw with pencil or paint tool? It really depends, right? And here I'm gonna use for now the pencil tool because it's more organic and I can have more freedom for the line. And I'm gonna use the sculpt mode because it allows me to continue the line. And here we go. I will create this line from here, and let me decrease a bit more, like that's fine. And here we go. Sculpt mode, as you see, it's allowing me to draw this line and continue without you trying to draw everything at once. If you do everything, all the shapes in one single line, perhaps it's not gonna be very good, because as you can see, I'm progressing and managing the line as I go. And here I can also even incorporate a better shape, because the line, as you see, when you are working with lines, it allows you to see in, I'd say, in low fidelity work. All right, so we are working just one single line, and this allows me to preview the project by the silhouette just by doing this line art here. So here we go. And now what I can do basically, it is to close this shape around here, onto here. That's fine. Why I've closed it here? Because if I fill this shape like this, it's gonna fill this area. And what's important when you are creating many things, let's say in vector, it is that you always will have layers. Things that's gonna be up or down. And here I have the hair that's gonna be placed below of the head. So here I will do the head right now. First I will start with the ear here, and then I'm gonna make this a bit brighter, just like that. And that the logic is to continue to draw this shape that's gonna follow this path as you're gonna see here. Oh, it's not going to be difficult, trust me, here. So if the more fast you go, Affinity will handle a bit better with the line quality. Also you can increase here and change to the window mode to rope, this one, and then you can draw very slowly, and there we go. Oh, here this can be easier, and the line becomes, as you see, a bit better in terms of quality. When I mean quality in nodes, it means less node is always better. Don't try to go with too many loads, it's hard to manage. So let's go here with this amount of nodes, which is probably it's really nice for now. And you have two directions to go here. Okay, you always will end, let's say, in this kind of challenge about, hey, should I create a new layer up and then create this hair in the front, which is going to lead us to this result? Or should I, let's say, do here following this path and then create this to be the hair? It depends, right? There's no single way to do vector, but it really depends. Well, in the way that we are at this moment, let me show you. We have here, all right, this this path which represents the hair. If you create a new layer here, it can be complex for you to accomplish a very simple result. That's why I came up with this kind of exercise for you to help you understand how the process works. Well, basically, what I want to do, to be honest here with you, it is this. As you're gonna see, I will do here a very nice technique that you explore here with me. Guys, right now I'm going to use the knife tool that you can find in this option here, knife tool, okay? And the knife tool, look at this, will allow us to slice the shape that we want. Which one that we want to slice? It is the head, all right, the face here. Using the knife tool, we can just do this. If you select this, now you can kind of erase here, as you see, which is really cool. And also I can, let's activate here the rope stabilizer, and then I can just go here. Let me make this a bit more precise here, and boom, and then here and here. As you can see, if you slice, you can now just right now delete, and then we're gonna have this result. Basically, we have a kind of a situation where we have just sliced, and then we can, let's say, manage the face in the way that we want here. We can make the face like that. With more you do, squash and stretch the face, more cartoon your design will become, right? So if we do something like that, it can become really, really cartoony. Okay, so cartoon means I'd say shapes that is very exaggerated, can be small or larger, basically. Okay, now that you have this situation, now we can polish more the details. I mean the inner details. I can go here and add a line that represent the this one here. I can in that case add here, I want to do this with the pen tool. Let's do this. This will be the shape that represents the eyes, eyes above. Here, good. And then I'm going to add a circle that is going to represent the pupil, good. and a line that's going to represent the bottom side right here, just like that. Very good. And now here, as you progress, let me lock this sketch layer first. Okay, as you progress, you start to notice that the layers will become and start to have menus. Of course, we are trying to manage to keep it simple. Here I will group this, and then it's gonna make the panels kind of compact, which is good because you're gonna struggle less to find the layers basically. And just to let you know that you can always change the layer size on here, this panel, medium, small, or large. I usually like to choose small, but if sometimes when I cannot see well, I go to the medium thumbnails, which is good. All right, as you can see, I can now duplicate the shape onto another side, just like that. You can see now I made a result. I can change this into here. Also change this area to be something like that. Then you can progress. Of course, I will increase more the sketch because I want to be able to see where I've planted the shapes. And then I will add a line here. Can be something like that. Very cute. And then the mouth. The mouth, as you see, it's a shape that it's called tapering, right? So it starts small and then have whoop, a big shape. There are many ways to do that. You can do a line and then just manage on here like that. It works. And also you can use that as shape, but you can keep it simple. It is. Let's make just like that here. Yeah, that's it. I like to do this. I like to zoom out and see how my design is working basically. Well, so far so good. We are just adding the shapes, okay? And now let's add here the not sunglass, but that's called it glass. I squared one, as you see. Let's make this look like that. A solid, all right? Solid for now, solid. So here we go. I have this shape, and I want to duplicate this shape to another side, just to save time. Duplicate it. Now, what I want to do is to deform this shape. I've published a tutorial that explains about the corner tool. So if you are not aware about what is corner tool, I suggest you to visit, subscribe this channel, visit other videos that I explain and teach some functionalities that I use a lot, and that's gonna help you to understand more what I will do. Other than that, I will just add here a curve, basically using the A, which is the node tool, and then I'll make this more a bit rounded, right? Converting this to smart, basically here. Oh. Now, as you see, we have a lot of difference between this curve, this square one, to this one here. This is more soft, is more friendly, while this is more stubborn shape. I would do this shape here for characters like Up, the adventures, the characters that are more stubborn. Here I'm going to, let's say, make it a bit more rounded, just like that. Oh, looks nice now. And then what I usually do is this. I go and select the node tool and select all of it, and then click here on top, and then it's going to convert this to curve. But then I need to manage to have this curve in a better curved. So it's quite different. It can lead you into a very different result if you have a very curved corners compared to a very sharp corner. So I'd say that it is a rule that, in visuals we try to compose in terms of shape. Make sense? I hope so. Let me know, all right, if you are watching this on the comment section, if you are enjoying this tutorial, because it's important for me to know if you like this kind of tutorial, right? Okay, so far so good. I'm going to add here this line. Good, very simple. So as you progress, the result becomes even nicer as you progress, as you can see. This could be, a kind of a teacher. So if you are a teacher, if you love to teach, you can create your avatar based in this kind of style as well, in this design. And as I can see here, there is a kind of not very good quality. It's a bit not squeeze. I don't know how to say this, but there is a wavy. Yeah, it's a wavy line. I don't like to have this wavy line. It makes the quality of my vector it's not good. But here we are just improving a little bit more here. Let's make this a bit nice. There we go. Few lines, as you see, with less lines you have to handle, it's better, right? So we can just managing to have this result here, which is becoming nice. Just to show you the jaw gives you, everything here, the jaws. So if you have a more, let's say, rounded jaws, it makes the character a bit more, a little, fat or thin. It depends about the anatomy. So it really depends. I usually like to make rounded shapes because for this kind of character, it's really cute, right? It's more friendly. I will keep something like this, but it depends about the composition, right? Here, yeah, good. And now let me disable here so you can see what's happening, and I'm going to make this as as like this, and I will add here just to show you how nice is this. If we incorporate now a circle behind, let me do this right now with you, and make this as white, and then make this character here as white as well. So we have a kind of, that minimal illustrations, kind of Cuphead design in terms of, simplicity. So yeah, we are kind of reaching this kind of, I'd say, performance in terms of style. Here as well, I'm going to decrease and perhaps make this as white, decrease this, duplicating and decrease, and then as white. And then we're gonna have this result here. Decrease more this area. I'm not colorizing at the moment, just placing here the shapes. And as you see, this hair here is a kind of our negative space, so we can work on that on there. Here I can basically change a little bit more the shapes. This is going to be very awesome, so you see how that works. Remember about the knife tool. The knife tool also helps you to do effects like this. Look, you can create this, create line here. You see how nice is this. I can do this, and everything that I've applied, you see now that I can simply select and delete, and then we're gonna have what? This result right here, which is nice. Also, I can manage here. Can you see the face? I can manage using A and move here this face up. Let me just open more the face. I don't want to make this with for now, the higher coverage is too much the face. Now this is the result that we are getting, and what I want basically it is to add some highlights, and highlights it's really makes the character more visible. As you see, this is a very negative space here, all right, and positive. It depends, it can be vice versa. And what I want to do is to add more kind of values here around the hair. Okay, how we can progress with that? First of all, let me enable the sketch, because now I can see where are my highlights. Guys, the way that I will do, it's gonna be very simple, all right? So trust me. What I do, it is to create these lines right here. Look, I will do this. I will do something. Let me create in white. Let me just check here. Let me remove the outline, and then I will continue, and you see here using fill, and then I will just do this here. Then I will do one more time right here. Follow the hairline structure here. Big, small, small, big, long, and then decrease. Small, big, small, small again here. Big, small, and big and close. Here we go. I'm feeling like Barbarossa right now, explaining, you know, the movement of the pencil here. Here we go. And then we can increase, we can kind of, you know, duplicate this multiple times. Then you can have this kind of inking result, which is nice. I like that. To be honest, this is a style that I'm creating here view, and you're experimenting new techniques, mainly using the knife tool, right? Knife tool is awesome. Here I will add a line just like that here, and then I will create a new line here, and then I will add a line here, can be in this area, just like that. Something that it makes your design even nice, it is this. I will add now just a line here, you see, for example, like that, and make this to be like that. So after that, you can work with this tapering here with the pressure that we are applying, basically. So after that, once you have your pressure created, you can save the profile, and then you can work with that. You can add here, you can add on here. It's really nice. Here, I need to control the amount of lines that we have here. So this is becoming the way that I want. I'm going to, let me experiment here a different kind of face shape. I honestly like this a bit most. Yeah. And what I want to do, let me decrease right now the, yeah, I mean just hiding the sketch behind. Make this here. And then let me show you what you can do. I need to save this yet. Here I will click in the curve, but make sure to group everything that we did for the hair, okay, including the lines of the hair, that case. Good. And just to check, oh my gosh, look at this, just move this up and then we got this result. If you use the quad mesh warp, you can also try to incorporate a different hair result. I'm just experimenting here, right? Just to see. Here, oops, clicking the node here. What we are doing at this moment, it is to warp more the hair to make it a bit more organic and dynamic. I like that. As you see, I can make this hair a bit, you know, smaller. It really depends, of course, about the hair character here, but something like this. Yeah, I like that. And then I'm going to convert this as simply as curve. Very good. And then I'm going to decrease here more or less, just like that. This could become, this is the result for a kind of inking style. Let me decrease here. And then we have just achieved a level that we wanted in terms of vectorizing, all right? But what about if you want to add a bit of color? Well, now it's time to show you the new tool that Affinity is preparing for this new version 2.1, right? So let me show you right now. Basically, guys, it is called the Vector Fluid Fill tool. Basically, this is a kind of paint, live paint from the Adobe Storyteller, but of course this works just one time. And let me show you. First of all, we are selecting this group that's called, let's say, Vector 1. And let me duplicate just to have a backup here. Very good. And now, you need to make sure to select everything that you have, which is this group here, right? And I will go here in this Vector Fluid Fill. And then I will grab here a color. Which color you want? Let's say that you want a kind of skin color, you know, white skin color and warm, like this here. that can work. So I'll click in the area that I want, and then Affinity will paint for me. Also, I can go to the, can be blue, and then click here, click here. So instead of you selecting that shape and going there, Affinity basically can paint the way that you want. There are options here on top that they are still constantly changing, and here, as you see, this also can change. For example, the overlapping here. I'll go here, and then Affinity, for example, I want to change the eyes color to something like this here. I can make that. Can make this more dark. It's really nice, to be honest. Instead of selecting the shape, you can just go in there. The hairs, how this can be worked. Which color you want? I don't know. Let's try. It can be this, right? Nice. It can be darker, brown. It depends. And let's make, I really like this color here, kind of very nerdy. I like that. And here, for example, you can also paint, I haven't tried it yet actually, to paint lines, but as far as I can see, I don't think that Affinity paints the lines, which is the strokes, the curves that is line. As I'm trying here to incorporate that, I don't think that's possible, but it's for shapes, all right, as far as I can see. And just to give you this context, all right, Affinity is not sponsoring me to bring this kind of tutorial for you, but just to show you that you can paint here and have absolutely amazing results. I'm just painting these areas here, and if you want to paint that case these lines, as you see, you need to make sure to expand then all. You need to expand, which means that wait, it seems that this shape that was a line, all right? Oh no, it was a shape by itself. You need to expand the shape, the line as shape. How? Go layer and then expand stroke. So Affinity will convert those lines into what? Into shapes. And then you can select all of it, and if you want, you can paint right here like that. It makes this kind of result. Good. And then you can do what I like to do a lot, which is experimenting the raster persona. Basically, I love to do paintings. I love to do texture stuff. For me, it's very pleasant. I honestly like a lot and feel more pleasant when I'm working with something more organic instead of just vector and math. And here we go. I will do this. I will just grab this color and make this darker, and I will start to, let me use this let's say less gradients. I want to make this in pure raster, and like that, you see. So I'm kind of painting in pure raster to have this kind of result, as you can see. And then I will add some lines here, and then I can add some lines so here. And of course, you can erase in order to polish the lines here. And then I will press E, and I will go to this pencil and do this kind of erase the lines. It's supposed to be now kind of organic. This is what I want. Here we go. Erasing more these areas to make this more cartoony. Good here. I like that. And now I want to add a bit more painting here. I will show you. You guys can do this of course, by using vector, but I want to do that, incorporate a red area It's going to be placed here below. Let's try. It's to be placed on here. Just keep aware about that. This shape, as you can see, it is applied as separated. So as you can see, it fills this area. All right, it fills this area. Even if you try to incorporate kind of opacity, Affinity will add above of the white layers. All right, just to keep you aware about this. So below of the shapes, this core, you know, this shape here behind it is white. Okay, just to give you this context as well. Then I'm going to duplicate this. I will paint this area a bit more, make this a bit more like that here. This area, I will add some kind of sparkles to this area here, you see. Like that, here as well. And then I can blend a bit more to make this more soft, not be too strong. I'm gonna add here some highlights in the glass. In that case, I will just create a new layer above and then use this brush here that's called Master Ink and add here, here and here. As you can see, I can add a little bit in these corners. It makes this even more realistic, more believable in that way here. And then you can incorporate, let me make this some lines here. You can always, you know, mix the way that you want. The mouth, I'm thinking to make this a bit smaller and make it smiling a bit more. That's why I love to use vector, because I can control, you know, this shape like this in that situations. Good. Here. And let's bring here back our background and let's make this in which color? Let's experiment, right? Could be this color. Well, that's it. Look, guys, we have just created this avatar from scratch using here Affinity Design and experiment here. A lot of techniques, most of the case drawing, a lot of drawing experience being applied on here. And let me know if you really enjoyed this tutorial, because it was a very nice touch here, view exploring the, I'd say, the three sides of being artist, which is drawing, I'd say also vectorizing and painting, basically. So I'm mixing here the three skills that I enjoy a lot to do my work as, you know, designer and artist freelancer, basically. So I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial as much as I did here. So if you like, please leave it a like and comment here. And I want to make this available for download on the Vectorize Club, so for people that is member, and I will share on there, right? So you're gonna have access to this file here when I release this tutorial. Guys, thank you so much. Really appreciate all the efforts. And look at this, the progress that we got. Just as more comparison of workflow. This was a full tutorial that we made this. You know, let me just break down this step by step so you can follow what has, you know, been done here. So, you know, I'm very happy to share with you here this full process since the start, the very beginning idea that I started from nowhere here. First idea, the polishment of the shapes, and then where I will apply the lights, highlights, and then we have just vectorizing this way, which is like this, and using here some coloring experimentations, you know, very organic shapes. This is not supposed to be very perfect design, it's more to be cartoon. So that's why I've explored this result that is more organic. Okay, so that's it for now, and I'm very looking forward to see you in the next week, my friends. Thank you a lot for your support here in this channel, and see you the next time. Take care, and bye bye from John Silva. Take care, see ya.